everyone. So in today's blog, we're going to talk about the Hermit card of the Law of One Tarot. I have all of the cards just on my website here because I find myself doing so much with them all the time. So I just put them on my website to teach from. All right, now the Hermit card. So I'm going to talk specifically about the Hermit because in my last vlog, I described how the Hermit card was actually the hardest one for me to kind of work with. At first, when I looked at the card, it looks very like heavy to me. And the way I started using these cards, the best way for me, my astrological sign is Cancer, so I'm really good at visualizing, imagining, really good at that because I really just naturally through the stars am extremely emotional, and that's got its shadows. Obviously, if you know a Cancer, you know we can just snap like that. It's also it's got its very positive, loving, compassionate sides as well. So being emotionally charged, I'm able to put a lot of emotion into my visualizations, and I can see very, very descriptive things that are happening within my imagination in my visualization. So that is a tool that I have used to work with the Law of One Major Arcana as tools to help me expand my awareness and transform my personality from just being a Cancer into using traits of a Sagittarius who is less emotional, or a Capricorn who works so hard when they want something that, you know, they achieve it through that hard ass work. So this is how I've been using the Law of One Tarot. Now let's go to, and I think I will talk, I've been avoiding talking about each card because each card is personal to you, and I don't want to influence anybody by giving my examples. But now I've been working with the cards for about 7 years, and I feel like I can do it in a way where I can explain to you why I use the cards through visualization, and it might not be right for you. You might have your personality, which I believe is linked to astrology, your astrological sign, and of course your chart and all the other planets and everything play a huge role in your personality. But it's your personality here on 3D, third dimension, that we need to overcome, because your personality will keep you in a pattern. And as we've talked about, the experience here, fourth density, green ray, heart chakra, this is time. Time creates patterns, and you don't want to react to a pattern through your personality every time. You want to change it up. That is what creates expansion, but you can only change it up when you put awareness, when you put eyes onto your personality, and you consciously do not react the way this timeline has created the pattern within your matrix, within your organs, within your chakras. You begin to break patterns, and you begin to see things from different perspectives through other archetypes, astrological signs, planets have energy. You begin to see it from different perspectives. Okay, so, and please leave in the comments like what your tool is, how you want to use the cards. If you haven't started using them, I have a workbook that you can have a look at. It's on Amazon, it's on here too, that will help you work with the cards. Anyways, let's go to the Hermit. I talked about the Hermit a little bit yesterday. So the Hermit is second dimension. It is the potentiator, and it is the body complex. It's matter. It's here and now. The matter that is formed, which is our 3D body. And the reason 3D here is third density is because we have height, we have width, and we have depth. So here in second density, the body complex is still 2D. And what that means is that the line, the single dot, the single point, which can expand into a line with a proton and a neutron, then that's first density. The second density, what it does is it starts to create shapes from that single line, that single point of creation, expanded through energy, created a vibration, proton, electron, and that vibration started moving and it forms different shapes. And it's second dimension that holds those shapes. So I believe it's your subconscious mind. I kind of believe it's your subconscious mind, but I could be wrong. So the body of the Hermit, so the Hermit card here is the body complex of in my opinion, the subconscious mind, in my opinion. So if you look at this Hermit, it's very heavily cloaked. I believe it is extremely heavily cloaked is because this is the density or dimension. Sorry, I use them so intertwined. I mean dimension. So I'm a huge, I love the teachings of Matthias de Stefano, and he says dimension, so I mean dimension. And I know Aaron Abke did this thing on a long time ago, law of one and the difference between what densities and dimensions are. So I'm always trying to be aware to say dimension, but I don't know why I use them. I intertwine the two, but I know they're not to be intertwined, so I apologize for that. So anyways, here we have the Hermit, heavily cloaked. He's got the staff in front of his solar plexus, and it's in between the heart and the solar plexus chakra, which to me says it's the ego. So if second density, it holds all the patterns, so you're still light. You haven't become a body yet. So in the egg has not been fertilized yet. So you haven't gone from a single to a Vesica Pisces just yet. Here, it hasn't happened. But what has happened is the spirit complex and the mind complex, which is your soul. It's the proton, it's the light. Sorry, it's liquid. And the spirit complex, which is gas, it's the neutron, I believe. What's happened is before it even has a body, like I said before, it kind of picks the experiences that it wants. And what starts to happen is the experiences that it picks that it wants will be first imprinted energetically through the second dimension. That's why I kind of feel like it's the subconscious mind. So when the egg is fertilized and it turns into a Vesica Pisces, your chakras, the way they're going to spin right here, I believe this is the wheel of chakra, third density catalyst, your cause and effect starts to spin within your organs. Your organs are the ones that create your karma. Your organs are the ones that hold what your spirit complex really wants to experience. Your organs hold the opposite of that. They're going to hold all that fear. And whatever experience your spirit complex has had in past lives, it can be imprinted also into your new cells. So this is the experience of the spirit complex, right? And this journey of experience is for the spirit complex to expand and to grow, to come to here, the world. And it can only come to the world, seventh density, through this. transformation, constant growth. It can only go through the phase of transformation by understanding the light, by receiving information through this body and understanding and connecting with the sun. That's the sun card, the light, higher consciousness. So this, to me, that's what this hermit is. This hermit is it's the spirit complex. See this devil, when it's starting to decide that it's going to incarnate once again, and it's starting to make these through, because remember, the universe is mentalism, the law of mentalism. It's a law. Through that mentalism, it starts to create geometry based on its vibration and frequency in the second density, second dimension, which then creates the vibration of what your organs are going to be in the third dimension. And that's what gives your organs depth. The vibration of what this spirit complex wants to experience here on the 3D. So I said this in the last vlog, and I'm going to say it again. It's not the chakras that created the organs. It's the organs that put out through the vibration, the spirit complex, and the soul, the mind complex, the energy of these two is what puts out the frequency, which is how the chakras then connect with the sun card. So if this is energy, the mind complex is the soul. It's liquid, the liquid in your body. And this is the spirit complex. It's gas, oxygen in, CO2 out. It's your spirit through breath, your soul through the liquid in our body, the mind complex, mentalism. Then this might just be the ego that's developed even before the chakras project. And our job here is in order to expand, we have to do the opposite. So if the spirit wants to experience extreme sense of loneliness in this life, then what happens in childhood to these spirit complexes, mind complexes, soul, what happens in the bodily experience here in the 3D is the organs within the body will hold this information, and they project this information outwards through a frequency. So if we have energy here, mind complex, we have spirit complex here, vibration, then this is all frequency like this. See how I'm going up and down? Your protons, your neutrons, or your protons, your electrons. So right here, if this is all frequency, all of these archetypes are frequency, positive, negative, or maybe it's negative up here and positive down here. I don't know. I have no idea. So if this is your frequency, the balance that you have to come to is within the body, within the organs. And I've talked about this before. So this balance is where you're going to create from. So if your spirit complex is here to, like I said, an extreme sense of loneliness, and loneliness comes from lack. Everything kind of comes from lack, right? Then what this guy needs, absolutely will need, in order to experience the death card and connect back to the rainbow, it's going to need to experience, what's the opposite of loneliness? Communion, maybe? Hey Siri, what's the opposite of loneliness?
The answer I found is social connectedness.
Social connectedness. Or even a deep connection with other people. Because the main, when you go through this experience of loneliness, it is the feeling that you experience within yourself is this constant feeling of lack and doubt. And what you need in order to be completely fulfilled is somebody else to tell you you're okay. Because most people that experience extreme loneliness didn't have any sort of real support in their childhood, probably in their marriage, and wherever they, or maybe not even at work, in many different aspects of life. And what they actually need is that support that they don't have. See, you need what you don't have from others in order to experience the death of loneliness and give it some transformation into accepting others back in. Because this mistrust forms from the loneliness. And the mistrust is from just, you're just going to hurt me. You're just going to create more loneliness within me. So we start shunning and pushing people away. But when you transform that, it's interesting because you won't react the same. You begin to break the pattern of your emotions that are doubled down, that have become beliefs now. You begin to break that pattern, and you begin to accept people. And the more you accept people, the right personalities will come into your life. The personalities that will support you, that see your love, your inside. They want to be there for you wholeheartedly. Hope that helps. Love you guys so much.